You had a little trip of your own. You went up to
Yeah,
see an ugly tree or something like that?
it was pretty ugly. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude,
I
I
don't
was
even
gonna
know.
say, when I saw that picture, I didn't know which one was you and which one was the tree.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the No Sauce Podcast with John and Kyle. We're back after our long, delayed Thanksgiving break. John had a nice what was it, about 3,500 mile drive between going and coming.
Dude, it was it was fun. I don't remember the mileage, but I know it was like close to 40 something hours in the car in about a week's time. So, ugh, not looking forward to that again, but it was an adventure.
I drove 25 minutes to have my turkey and stuffing, so I know I make you jealous with saying that. So yeah.
Okay, no, so I was having this conversation with somebody earlier. Like, this was the first Thanksgiving in a long time that I wasn't cooking a bird or doing something. Like, it was weird. Like many years I like when you put the bird on, like it sits there and cooks and you don't really have to necessarily do anything to it for a while, but like I'm, helping tidy up our house and set up tables and chairs and all this, kind of stuff while, my wife and other people, do the side dishes and rolls and whatnot. This was the first year where there wasn't really that, like, a lot of stuff was kind of a lot simpler, and I guess many hands make light work, as the saying goes. And so, yeah, it was nice. It was a little more relaxing, but at the same time, like, just wanted to sit on the couch and watch some football and veg. And when you're in a household that doesn't have live TV, we
It's
ended
kind of
up
weird.
like I ended up having like stream stuff on Hulu from my lap or from my iPad to the TV, which they only work because my in-laws have an Apple TV. Which the only reason they have that was because that's what I bought them for Christmas last year. Because we were there for Christmas last year, and I wanted to watch movies and stuff. So yeah, it was
So
fun.
strange.
It was
So
fun. But we're
strange.
home. You had a little trip of your own. You went up to
Yeah,
see an ugly tree or something like that?
it was pretty ugly. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I was gonna say, when I saw that picture, I didn't know which one was you and which one was the
I
tree.
don't even know if I can pull it up. I'm gonna try. We'll see if I can pull that up. But yeah, I went to Stanford on Tuesday, and for the Utah Valley at Stanford ball game.
Mhm.
Didn't pan out like I thought it was going to. But it was funny. Utah Valley really got. I don't even know if this is a word. They got out physicaled, I guess you could say. They weren't ready for that physicality that Stanford brought. I was kind of actually shocked that they did that. But I'm going to show the picture here.
It's that ACC physicality.
I don't even know if I can right now. Maybe I guess we'll bring it in here. But yeah, the ACC physicality. That's funny. Considering that, well, Stanford's in
Yeah,
the
there's
ACC. It's so bizarre.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Dude,
Uh,
where even is the picture?
I'm bringing it here. Hold on.
Can you put it in
It's
here,
uploading
please?
right now. Here's the picture, guys. What do you think? You see the picture right there? Like you can see our reactions.
I think it was photoshopped. I think it took your eyes and mouth off of you and put it on the tree.
There's a lady in there somewhere, right
Yeah,
above.
yeah,
Yeah, but we were
right.
walking by. There's a pool right there. You can see it behind the tree, the mascot,
Hmm.
and that's where they're like national championship All American swimmers go work out and stuff. It's kind of
Yeah, you can see the
fancy, nice
water
outdoor.
polo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so it from my understanding, the tree is not the same tree every year. That whoever's selected to be like the mascot or whatever, like they design and come up with their own tree. So like you'll have a different tr- like ultimately the tree I think looks the same, and I could be completely wrong. So if I'm wrong, please correct me, internet. But yeah, like the tree is different. Some years it's like there it looked like it was made with almost like vinyl leaves versus other years where it looks like they went down to Hobby Lobby or Joann's or whatever and bought fake shrubbery and created it. Like it looked a little weird.
yeah,
Kind of
no,
weird.
it was cool.
Got
I
the Kim
mean,
Kardashian lips though. The
it's a fun fact that it's not actually the Stanford mascot. It's the
Banned.
Stanford's band mascot.
Yes.
Stanford University actually doesn't have a mascot
Correct.
because they're called the Stanford Cardinal, and Cardinal is just for the color. That's it.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know if people knew that. I didn't know that till I went there.
Really.
Um, so yeah, kind of weird.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of weird.
No. There you go. You learned something new. Did you
Learned
feel
something.
smarter being there? Like,
No, not really. I did wonder when we went to like get food at a local restaurant, sitting there with these people and looking. I like people watching. It's fun. Just looking around the restaurant, and I'm like, how in the world do these people afford to live out here? I mean, we were driving by houses that are smaller than actually you as in yourself, John Barker,
yeah.
smaller than you,
Thanks.
like $1.2 million for these kind of houses. I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there thinking, like, what do these people do that they could afford to live anywhere near here? Maybe I should have went up and asked them, but like,
You
it was
should.
crazy just thinking about it.
Well, so it's like in the tech industry, I would get paid a lot more if I lived out in like the Silicon Valley. Just plain and
Are you
simple.
sure about that? I don't
hmm
know that the cost of living matches the salaries that these people get paid
I
or the money
that
that these people
that
make.
that's potentially true, right? But yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I That's why we don't live in California at all,
Yeah.
Southern or Northern, because I couldn't afford to live there. I love visiting from time to time, but overall, and I don't mean to get political, but I don't like the politics. I don't like the government in California. I don't like the taxes. I don't like it's a different world out there. I like my comfy Utah, with my mountains as a security blanket and nice, and I love our horrible air quality. It just, it
It's
makes me
pretty rough.
feel like I'm at home. We were driving today, and it's like we couldn't see the mountains at all because of how bad the inversion is. It's
Yep.
yeah,
And there's no weather to clear it out on the horizon either.
nope, nope,
Nothing.
none at all.
Everywhere else is getting snow and earthquakes and rain and whatever else, but Utah just gets its inversions.
Earthquakes, yeah. I saw that. I didn't really look into it a whole lot, but I saw it was trending on Twitter earlier. The earthquake in Northern California and potential tsunami or something like
Yep.
that. And I'm like,
Yep.
ugh, it's that movie. Um, what was it? The final day or the end? I have to look it up. Um,
What?
but yeah,
Is it the one with Jake Gyllenhaal or is it the one with Elijah Wood?
I think it's the one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
The day after tomorrow or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was
Day
more
after.
like the um what was that one where they went to China and built those boats and got on them? Do you remember that? Where like the Earth's core was shifting or something? Oh no, I can't remember. It was with
2012.
2012. That's right, with John
Yep.
Cusack, and
hmm
where the like prince of whatever country is standing on the beach waiting for the helicopters that never came, and he's just overtaken by this tsunami and huge wave that hits.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy,
Yep.
crazy. So
Well,
yeah,
I'm glad you're back safe. I'm glad you're not all uppity
okay.
on
I have
yourself. But
something weird to talk about a plane. Okay, the plane that we were on. Right. This is
okay,
You've been on plenty of planes, so I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but I want your take on it. So
the Mile High Club is still the Mile High Club,
no,
even
it's
if
not
it's
about
with the
that.
dude.
That's disgusting. You're sicko, pervert. So we're on a jet. We're on it was on Breeze Airlines, one of their
Okay.
A220
hmm
airplanes. Okay,
Yes.
where you have two on one side, three seats on the other. Right.
Yes.
Very nice, very comfortable. And we're waiting at the San Jose airport to taxi out and to come back, but we never got. It took us about an hour to finally get going after everybody was
hmm
seated. They came on and said there was a weight issue, like a weight balance issue on the
hmm
plane
Yep.
because, we went out there and the team wasn't on it, but we came back and the team was on it and they had to sit in the back of the plane. but them sitting in the back of the plane like threw off this balance thing, so
Make the basketball players sit in the back of the plane.
they had to move the basketball players up like to the middle of the plane
Yes.
and move the people that were sitting in their seats to the back of the plane to make it balance out because the tail was too heavy, I guess, apparently because of the basketball team. Have you
Yep.
ever heard of that?
Yes. I was on a flight, um, Boise to. I was trying to come back to. I think it was come back to Utah or go back to Boise, one of the two. Um, and our connection, I think, was through Seattle or Portland, or one of those two cities. And anyways, we ended up missing our flight, and so they put me on to an Alaska Air flight, and the plane was half like it wasn't even half full. Like I'll have to find the picture and send it to you, but there was like 16 rows that were empty from me to the next guy.
Huh.
And so yeah, they ended up kind of like shifting us around so that it was a little more even, and balanced and stuff. But
That's
yeah,
strange.
it it does
Gotta be
happen. I
a
mean,
small plane issue. It couldn't be like a normal plane issue, could it?
well, they don't normally book a large plane if it's not at least at half capacity or
Well, I
or
know, I'm
three
just saying,
times
like,
the
I've
capacity.
never heard of that on, like, a 737 or an A321 or 320,
Yeah,
um, or anything
yeah,
above that, so it was just strange. I've never heard of that before.
yeah, yeah. On aircraft that are smaller, that's
Hmm,
typically right. I
interesting.
know, growing up, my parents had their private pilot's licenses and stuff and like that, and they would constantly, weigh out, okay, who the passengers were on, if there was luggage or anything like that taken, and yeah, I mean, it can be something that's taken into account, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh,
it's only happened a couple times,
strange.
so
Okay,
maybe they were
now
just politely just trying to even it out, like, oh, Kyle's sitting here, so we need at least four people on the other side of the
ha, ha,
plane.
ha.
I'm just
You know
kidding,
what the
man.
most embarrassing thing about getting on a plane is and sitting in my seat? Especially if I don't get, upgraded to first class, and especially on older planes, is having to ask for a stupid seatbelt extender.
Hmm.
Don't you laugh. I see you smiling at it. Don't you laugh. I have to ask for it sometimes, and I had to ask
I,
for it on that Breeze Airlines flight. It sucks.
listen, that's the great thing about being small like me is you can be overweight and you still don't need the seatbelt extender.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up. Shut up. All right.
Um,
Now
no,
to
I
my
hear you,
next
man.
topic. I have another topic, and we're going to talk about this. You didn't want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it because I want to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it.
Yes, yes, I know.
Is
I
this
understand.
is this a dunk? Is this a slam dunk? Honestly.
The glass, it ricochets to Moore. He hits, and he throws it in. Boy,
I'm going to play that back at full screen so that we're not in
Hmm.
it so I can redo this whole thing, but we're going to play this
off the
back.
side of the glass,
Is
it
this a dunk?
ricochets to Moore. He hits, and he throws it in.
He didn't even throw it in. It rolled off his fingers. It literally rolled off his fingers. Let's go back to that. Right here.
Yeah,
It rolls off his fingers. He like floated it over it.
yeah,
Come on now. That's not a dunk. And people think it's a dunk. That's not a
yeah.
dunk.
It's not. It's not. It's just like, was it one of the slam dunk? Wasn't it Dwight
Dwight
Howard
Howard
in
with the
'08?
Superman thing.
Where
He
he was
threw
a
it
foot and a
into the
half away
bucket.
and he threw it in, and they're like, "Oh, give him a 10 for."
That's not a dunk.
Yeah. For
I think DeAndre Jordan did it too. I gotta talk. I don't even know
Yeah.
how I talk so loud. But my wife just texted me and said, I have to stop talking so loud because Cooper's trying to go to sleep.
Cooper is trying to go to sleep. You need to calm down.
Okay,
Listen,
I'm
you
sorry.
asked me a question. It is not a dunk, okay? As somebody that is vertically challenged, okay? I know a thing or two about dunks, okay? I got pretty proficient at lowering the hoop of the adjustable basketball hoop at my neighbor's house to the 7 foot or 6.5 foot, whatever it
Yep.
was growing up, and I would dunk. Okay. I know what it's dunking. It's hurting your hand a little bit on that iron as you're grabbing onto it after you've thrown the ball through the hoop. If your hand doesn't make contact with that rim, it is not a dunk. Plain and simple. 0 out of 10. Not a dunk.
Yep.
Okay. It is ridiculous that we're wasting time here. It's ridiculous that the whack would have that be the play of the week. Somebody that makes a 6-inch one-handed shot. It is not a dunk. Plain and simple. It's a very athletic play. Don't want to take anything away from him, but it's not a dunk.
Yeah. Nope. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's only the whack play of the week because there's so many GCU fans that voted for that play
Mm-hmm.
without even realizing it's not a dunk. I'm gonna show you another clip that is a dunk. Okay, so just roll with me here.
I
Now
hope it's the same ones that I've already seen you post, but
it
yes,
is the
go
same
for it.
ones that you've seen me post, but others probably haven't seen me because they don't follow Whack Hoops Nation on Twitter.
Hey,
So
guys, Whack Hoops Nation on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, follow it.
yep,
Don't
absolutely.
be dumb.
So here it is. Okay, we're gonna here's the clip. I'm gonna stop John right there so that I can download this video and have it come through. Um, there it is. Okay. So I can start where I was at. Okay. And you know what I'm going to do too? I'm going to bring it in here so it looks better. So hold on just a second. Um, okay. So it's processing real quick. Hold on.
Process.
Is my screen, am I still like fuzzy?
No, you look a little better today. I can see the stubble.
My stupid internet is just up and down here on this recording. All right. Here's the clip, everybody, that you can determine if this is more of a dunk than what you just saw.
Okay.
That was more of a dunk. No, I shouldn't say more of a dunk. That was a dunk. Two-handed flush down the
Are people
lane.
saying that that's not a dunk?
No, they're just saying that the other one was a dunk. That's why I'm trying to compare the two. That second one was a dunk. The first one was not a dunk.
It's clear. It's clear as day. The second one's a dunk.
Yeah.
Like
So
I would expect, Kyle, if you're having these discussions with people, find something that's remotely close to what's not a dunk and show them the slight difference. That's like anybody and everybody knows that that's a dunk.
hey, I know that, you know that, and
I know,
people who have
but you
common
like to
sense
do
about
these like
athletics know that,
hypothetical.
but
You like to throw out these. Let me ask you a honest question, everybody. Have
yeah,
it be a real honest question. Hey, Twitter. Hey, internet. What's the difference between this one and this one? And it's
it's
got to
not
be
fun
close.
posting those though because nobody responds. They'd rather me just call it out like it is.
Well, then do that.
Yeah.
Call it out as it is. It's plain and
I mean,
simple.
I did post both videos in an Instagram story today, and then had a poll on it to see who had the better dunk because they're both against Stanford. If you notice there,
Mhm.
and most people voted accordingly. Carter Welling from Utah Valley with the dunk was better than Colin Moore. So I'm proud of
Yeah.
the people that follow me on Instagram that made the right choice.
Good job, guys. You're
Yeah,
not brain dead. You guys are all smart, intelligent
fired
people,
up, fired up.
unlike
So.
the GCU fans that that decided to call that a dunk.
Well, that's the
So,
funny thing is, I get text messages from coaches that are pretty. They have pretty interesting takes on those whack top plays because the whack leaves it to the voters to decide.
mhm.
And like I said, there's so many GCU fans on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever, that of course GCU is going to win that no matter what, even if it's not the best play out of the ones that they've selected. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, I just like I saw that play and I was like, how is this like is and I don't mean any disrespect, but is whack basketball just not that good and entertaining that was a top play for the week? You didn't have a
You gotta cater to
crucial.
here's the funny
it-
thing, you gotta cater to the team that's going out, is leaving your conference after a year for whatever reason.
I'm so sick and tired of the catering, dude. Catering to everybody.
Yep.
Like, again, I don't want to get us off tangent and go back to NCAA football because it's ridiculous. The
Yeah. We've talked
pandering.
enough about NCAA football. People actually complain that you talk too much about NCAA football in the
Yeah,
playoffs, so
that's fine. We won't talk about it this week. We know that it's stupid. We know that it's not rounding out fairly. If you do blind tests, it would be completely different. But it's that patch on the jersey gets you a
okay,
few extra points.
we will talk just a little bit about college football, not the playoff, but a different topic. There was a question asked on Twitter tonight, or it wasn't even a question.
You're gonna
Um,
make a good question.
it was a tweet that just said ASU head coach Kenny Dillingham beats out Coach Prime for Big 12 Coach of the Year.
Hmm.
Like, why is that even controversial?
It's not.
Well,
Again, it's
apparently on
back.
Twitter it is because
It's back. It's back to the pandering. Okay,
it is.
everybody just.
Somebody tweeted this. This was a response. Not even the biggest fan of CU, but I'll take that. I'll take the coach that took over a one-win program, then rebuild it to a status 5 stars want to come play, and develop multiple draft picks this year with 2 top 10 picks.
Isn't is it his third or second year at
It's
Colorado?
his second year. CU was 1-11 2 years ago and the worst college football team in history. Now 9-3 and on national television every game. That doesn't constitute a coach of the year. You're not playing for your conference championship. You have losses to one team that's not even going bowling, and another team that is 6-6, and you have a home loss too. So get over that.
Yep.
Like, Arizona State was picked to finish dead last in the Big 12.
Yep.
And now they're playing for the conference championship. That's all you need to know. Maybe if Colorado was playing for the conference championship, okay, I could see it. But what Arizona State did this year, I mean, if it was BYU that was in the conference championship, Kalani would be my vote over Prime.
Yep.
Like, that's just the way it is.
I mean, here's the thing.
And
I either for those coaches. I mean,
yeah,
granted, Iowa State was a little bit more favored going into the year, but still, like, I hate that like, obviously it's something to be said when you're picked dead last and you can finish first. I throw those out. Throw that early season ranking statistic bull crap out and just look
yep,
at what the coaches have done on the field all season. Forget about what the expectations were. It'd be one thing if, like, oh, hey, you had 4 quarterbacks die and you somehow brought the water boy in and made him quarterback and you coached him up halfway through the season and got yourself to a championship. Like, that's one thing, right? But, like, overall, these programs have players, they have good recruits. It's who does the best with the talent that they have.
yeah.
And certainly Coach Prime has done some great things and he's entertaining. He allows a lot of leeway with his players to kind of be themselves, and that's great. That can be so beneficial to some programs,
Yeah.
not to
No,
others
I
though.
agree with you. I
So and hats off to all those coaches. I would love for things to have turned out a different way, but good on ASU. They've had a good year, and good luck to them. So.
Okay, another college football thing. Since this is the only episode we're going to have before this weekend,
Hmm.
let's get some predictions here, my friend. Let's get into it. Let's figure this out. Let's see what we got for some games. You got UNLV at Boise State in the Mountain West Championship on Friday night, and you
Yep.
got Tulane at Army in the AAC Championship. So let's start with the Friday games. Who's winning?
Um, Boise State. I mean, plain and simple. You're on the blue Smurf turf. Boise State. Plain and
Interesting.
simple.
Okay,
I,
so
I
Boise
don't I
State.
don't want it. I want chaos, Kyle. I just want pure chaos. I want UNLV to win. That could potentially help bump Alabama out. Because again, I don't believe a 3-loss team deserves to be in. Plain and simple.
Okay, well, we'll talk about the playoffs later. Let's just
Yeah.
you think Boise State's going to win, but you want
Yeah.
UNLV to win.
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
100%. I I personally, I think Tulane. I think Tulane's going to beat Army. Um, I don't know the teams well enough, but from the highlights and stuff that I've seen, I just think that the Tulane offense gets it done today. I don't think the Army. I think Army is more set and focused on Navy, on that Navy
Yeah,
game
maybe.
here in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is it next week?
It's next week.
It's next week, right?
Next week. Yep.
So
Okay, well, let's get to Saturday. First game of the day: Iowa State, Arizona State in the Big 12 championship.
I hate the fact that the Big 12 has their game at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
I just hate it. And the ACC, who's on the East Coast, has the prime time 6 p.m. game.
Yep. The 8 p.m. Eastern time game
Yeah.
in Charlotte, where it's going to be cold.
Yes. So, anyways, I got to give it to the coach of the year. I think Arizona State pulls this one off. Scattaboo, dude, the guy's on drugs. Did you watch the BYU game at all? Did you
Yeah,
watch a couple of his other games? He
you
sits
see
there.
the
He's like,
little tick and stuff like that. Yeah, I saw that.
there's some I'm
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not an investigator,
he-
but I'm pretty sure there's some white substance that he's just.
But he's pretty darn good in the backfield.
Dude,
and
he is
he's a monster.
Yeah, 100%. I think he when he was asked like, hey, who do you model your game after? One of the guys that he said was Mike Allstott from the
Yep.
Buccaneers back in the early 2000s. Just
Yep.
a beef of a guy who's just going to run you down, doesn't have any fear of contact, and you got to give it to that guy.
The only thing that concerns me about Arizona State is Jordan Tyson is out for that game because he injured his shoulder against their leading wide receiver, injured his shoulder against Arizona, and he's out for the game on Saturday morning. So,
yeah. I think it's gonna be high scoring. They've got the over under at 49.5. I think they clear 60 points between the two teams easily.
Interesting.
The next game, Ohio versus Miami of Ohio?
Nope. That's right. They're not top 25, but there's a MAC championship there.
Yeah. I mean, not that
we missed
really
the
has
game.
any.
We missed the Conference USA championship too. I'm taking Jack State over Western Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, if you want, we can go to that game. The tickets are only $6.
Yeah. No thanks. I'll be in Vegas, so I'll be watching it probably at a sports book somewhere, possibly. Yeah. Actually, I won't be at that time. I'll be driving at that time. So, yeah. Ohio, Miami, Ohio MAC championship. Miami, Ohio won it last year, so I'm going with the Red Hawks to win it again this year.
Yeah, I'd feel pretty comfortable with that one. I mean, again, though, they're only a 2-point favorite, so somebody in Vegas knows something.
Somebody in Vegas knows something. So then we got Georgia, Texas. Ooh, SEC championship.
Again,
I want about this, and we've talked about this. Even if Georgia loses, they're still in the playoff.
Yeah, they are.
That's
but I want them to lose.
Yeah, I do too. They should have lost to Georgia Tech, if we're being honest.
Oh, 100%. Georgia Tech had that so many opportunities to win that. But then so did Georgia. Georgia had a couple drop passes right in the end, and then they gave up on that and just started running it. So I want Texas to win. I want Georgia to lose, and I want them to bump down to enough spots that they lose home field advantage. They don't get that opening round game in Georgia. I want to make them travel to Penn State or somewhere like that and just go freeze their asses off playing.
Yep.
So go Texas, hook 'em horns. Where
All
my
right.
camera is.
The Sun Belt Championship.
Yeah.
You don't watch these two teams, so you don't really care.
No. Let's go with Raging Cajuns.
Cajuns are going to Cajun all the way to the Sun Belt Championship.
I don't know. The Mighty Herd, man. Two great school names, though. Isn't it the Thundering Herd
Yep. And the Raging
and
Cajuns.
Raging Cajuns? I love it.
Yep. But We Are
Okay.
Marshall is going to go down this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Big Ten championship, Penn State and Oregon. Oregon has to travel a little bit to get to their championship game, unlike years past.
They do, but it's not going to affect them. I think Oregon walks away with this thing because Penn State has not faced anybody.
Good point.
They've not faced anybody. They have not had any real quality wins. And I think it just, again, it's that overarching theme with these super conferences where you have a lot of teams that don't play each other. They play the bottom feeders of those conferences. And then outside of that, they play more bottom feeders. Penn State, I think, just gets it handed to them. I think they lose by at least 2 touchdowns. I don't think 3.5 points by Oregon. Come on.
Interesting. All
And
right.
then SMU, 100%. SMU takes down Clemson. The chaos side of me wants Clemson because then I don't think there's any reason. I don't think there's any reason that SMU should miss the college playoff at this
If
point.
Clemson beats SMU, do you know how much chaos that could push SMU right out of the playoff?
I love it. I love the chaos.
It shouldn't, but it
shouldn't.
It could.
But I think the committee even said, like, going into things was that those teams that aren't playing this week, you're not going to move up because you have there's no what was the word he used? Token? There's no token to look at this week. Right? So Alabama, Tennessee, Ohio State, all those guys sitting back, sipping Mai Tais, or doing keggers, whatever they do in college. Yeah. And they just got to sit and watch these games and hopefully there's not chaos. But I want the chaos. And I know Clemson, they're another one of those perennial schools, but you know what? They have an opportunity to screw over everybody, just like Kansas had the chance to screw over the whole Big 12 with their 2 wins at the end of the season.
3 wins. It wasn't just 2.
3. Yes. So
they beat Iowa State, Colorado, or BYU and Colorado, and Kansas State too. All 4 of those schools, they ruined
Yeah. So yeah, I want Clemson just to beat SMU and cause chaos, but I want it. I think SMU wins.
Yeah.
SMU in a close one. I think it comes down to a field goal, maybe a late touchdown. But turnover battle wins that game.
Hey, you can't drink Dr. Pepper on this podcast, but I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in almost 4 months.
You don't know that I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. There's no Dr. Pepper
that's
here.
Dr. Pepper. You can totally tell it's a Dr. Pepper. Leave that alone.
You can't.
Shut your mouth.
You can't.
You're you're a jerk. That's not cool.
Sorry. Oh, let me switch it up.
Yeah, that's better. Batty.
Here we go. Listen.
Hey, I'm surprised you haven't asked me about my hat. Have you been on a podcast when I've worn this hat before?
No, I just figure you got it from a swap meet or something.
No, I got it in Cooperstown, bro. It's for the Indianapolis Clowns.
Yes.
A Negro
We've had this
team.
conversation. Yeah, we've had this conversation.
Negro League team. Pretty cool hat.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
So
I like it.
Anyways.
Oh man. The last thing I and again, maybe a controversial topic, but I want your take on the you're a college basketball guy. And I'm a BYU guy. The Providence BYU game the other night.
Are you in my take on it? I didn't even watch it, but I saw the score.
Well, I don't even care about the score. Like, we got beat and we probably shouldn't have.
Oh, are you talking about the fans, what they said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would play the video, but it's not appropriate, so we're going to leave that out.
It's something that I struggle with, Kyle, that I don't know how to appropriately handle those situations. Right? Like,
well, the thing is they I don't know why they chose the Mormons to do it. They could have just said the Cougars, right? Like they could have done that.
Like if it was the Cougars,
the fact that you did it for a religion that doesn't even call themselves Mormons anymore. They call them members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. that shows you're just ignorant on that on that take. But then to do that, you're a private religious school, Providence University, like you're private religious. How would you like it if some other school started saying F the what are they, Catholics, I think?
Hmm. They're
You
they're the
know, like
friars, so yeah.
so like that is it's pretty messed up. I'm not gonna lie. Like and the thing is, those kids, I'm pretty sure they were just ignorant enough to think that it was okay to do it because other people have talked about doing it, right?
Well, and I mean, it's like Oregon's done it. I mean, numerous schools have done it. You had Jake Retzlaff come out and say like how he's heard this at multiple games, and it's like I as a member of the LDS community and stuff, I don't like ultimately it's not going to make or break anything in my life, but it is
Yeah,
just beyond frustrating, because you think about all the other issues that have battled, or that are going on over the years with anti-Semitism, other racist remarks and stuff like that.
yeah,
And yes,
yeah.
I know we're not necessarily, like a a culture, so to speak, but like we're a religion and we have beliefs and stuff, and now you're singling out all of us in that
Well,
chant. What makes you think that that's appropriate and okay, and that the associate athletic director has to go into the stands and hush the students up?
yeah, yeah,
And even then it's still, and even then that was after they had done it for most of the game, and after that it still continued. Like,
yeah,
why do people think that's okay, and that also, like, we don't go and condemn that speech. Like,
yeah.
I didn't see anything from Tom Holmoe coming out and saying this is unacceptable, or anything like that. I don't see it like that, and that's the part that I struggle with, Kyle, is like, would it behoove BYU to say, "Hey, Providence, we no longer ever want to play with you guys until we see like a real apology."
But that's the thing is I don't think that BYU's taking that mindset. I think they're just taking an adult type mindset. Yes, that happened. Yeah, their athletic director dealt with it. We're just gonna be BYU and we're gonna turn the other cheek, like we're taught as in the religion and stuff like. And I get what you're saying. The maybe coming out and saying, we don't. That's not appropriate. We deserve an apology. Blah blah blah. I get that, but then I don't think BYU's sweeping it under the rug. I think that'll be on the radar if Providence ever gets, reaches out to schedule any sporting event at all.
What about all the other schools that have done it? I mean, again, these are not two lone situations where at Oregon they did it a couple years ago and now it's
Sure.
Providence. This happens all the time,
Yeah.
all the time. And
I
like,
don't know what BYU's mindset is with it. I mean,
and where's the NCAA here?
the NCAA is a joke. Don't get me started on that. We're gonna leave that alone because they do not regulate anything. That's why NIL has gotten so out of control. They don't do anything except come down on the little guys who they think are violating the rules, or somebody who goes and tells them to check in on something that's trash, but yet they still have to do something. So it's garbage. Okay, so the NCAA is a trash organization. I will say that even though I cover college basketball, it is a trash organization that has done nothing but hurt college athletics. So,
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, I saw a tweet about it, the chant from those Providence students, and the sad part is there were comments to that tweet that people said they deserve it. They deserve to be called hateful or blah. They deserve to be treated this way.
Hmm.
Speaking towards the Mormons, right?
Yep.
And I'm just thinking, why do people always seem to have to fight what they perceive as hate with hate? I've
Hmm.
never understood that concept. Um, when people disagree or they don't have the same views, instead of respecting that, and maybe I'm getting a little off tangent here. Instead of respecting that people have differing views, it's, well, I hate you, I'm going to unfriend you, or you're hateful because you like this guy, or you voted for this person, or you believe this way. Like, what are you talking about? You know me. You know I'm not a hateful person just because I have differing beliefs than you.
Mhm.
I just always wondered that. Like, they're basically fighting what they perceive as hate for BYU with hate of their own by saying "F the Mormons," right? And they may not think that that's what it is, but that's exactly what it is when you're saying and chanting that, or you even thought about chanting that when you came to the game, or you knew you were going to chant that when you came to that ball game. I have a tough time with it because I mean the church does more than most any religion in the world when it comes to aiding those who are in need,
Mhm.
providing for those who are poor, providing relief and disaster aid when natural disasters hit. They're the first ones on the ground to those places, and yet because of a few articles about this church, people hate them. And the thing is, not every religion is clean, and if we want to go to that, where people are talking about maybe some, yeah, I don't even know what some scandals in the LDS Church with certain things. Well, the Catholic Church, which is the religious affiliate for Providence University, was involved in its own scandal of worldwide scandal,
Mhm.
years back. So don't tell me that you're perfect and this other religion is bad because you hate. And that's where it's hard for me because it's like, why are you
Yeah.
fighting what you perceive as hate with hate? And why are you claiming not to be bigots, but yet you're saying, you're hating on an entire religion by what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
definition of bigotry right there and discrimination. So it
Yeah.
was,
Well,
and it's hard not to comment on those things, but it's also like, I know what we believe. I know where we're at. I know what is going on, and I feel like it was just kids being super ignorant of the fact of
yeah,
what they're actually doing.
in the crowd 100%. They hear a couple people start to say it and they join in. I get that. And you make a good point. It's the after it's all calmed down, you've got people at home, you got people in classes on their phones, and it's continuing.
Yep.
And there's no ramification for it. And it's beyond frustrating because, like, I mean, I don't mean to get overly sentimental or emotional or anything on it, but like we all care for each other, or at least we ought to,
Yep.
whether you're of the same faith or not. I care about my neighbors who are inactive, or my neighbors that aren't members of the church, just as much as I do those that are,
Yep.
because ultimately, my belief, my faith, where it's brought me to, is that I want to see everybody have a relationship with God. And if your God has long blonde hair, or you know short crew cut, taper fade, whatever, right?
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
believe what you believe, but let's respect each other.
Yep.
I can certainly understand like rivalries in football, basketball, and in sports and stuff like that, and hating on each other's mascots. Like, yeah, if they said "F the Cougars," that would
That
be
wouldn't be
different. I'd be
any
like,
issue.
hey, why are we attacking older women? Like, just kidding. But it's like it's that kind of stuff that there is no room for that. And
Yeah.
good on the administration for trying to go and address it, but to come out and say that's not who we are, that's not what we believe in, but yet your students are still like
Yeah.
continuing it on after the fact.
Yep.
It's no longer an isolated incident. It's deep down the hatred, and there's no justification for it.
Yeah.
We are
I,
all
yep.
brothers and sisters, right? Like,
Yep.
if that's your belief, then why would you go and attack each other? Like,
Well,
guys,
and that's
like
like,
we made fun of like Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff. Like, oh, we don't need umbrellas to be successful. That, and we make little jokes and stuff, but like we respected them when they were out proselyting right alongside us.
well, I mean, let's take our softball, experiences. We played with softball with a lot of guys that aren't members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Either
Yeah.
that or they don't believe in it and whatnot. And but yet we're good friends. We talk all
Hmm.
the time. We laugh. We have a good time, and I'm still playing with a lot of them, right? Like,
Yep.
because one, they respect what I believe, and I don't push what I believe onto them. I just try to be a good friend.
Yep.
I'm usually the DD in most of these cases, and I'm usually
You and
the
me both.
chaperone, to
And
make sure everybody stays out of trouble.
you're a much better DD than I am, as
Yeah.
we've previously talked about.
I don't make sure I don't leave my car unlocked, and, I don't let my stuff get stolen. So, and I'm not cheap. I park in the valet parking for $5.
I didn't
So
know it was that. Shut up. Anyways,
it's
no,
all
but
good.
and it's the same. Like the guys that I like in Boise, I was the only. Many times I was the only guy, the only LDS guy on the team, and it got to the point where like we had built such brotherhood and friendships and stuff where my nickname was Pepsi because that's all I needed was a Pepsi, and I would be like the
Well,
fun
at least
guy to
you're
hang
nice.
around and
We
stuff
don't.
like
We
that.
wouldn't call you Pepsi. We know what we call you, Papa Smurf and Oompa Loompa, and you know,
You
uh,
got the big boulder over there rolling downhill.
yeah, something like that.
I just it's just something that I don't know.
Yep, it's
Maybe
a
it's
tough
not
one. It
necessarily a
is
topic
hard.
to bring up, but it's just something that's got to be addressed at some point, and it's got to start somewhere. And I don't know that you and I are going to be the change in the world, but like, it just somebody's got to stand up and put a stop to that kind of hatred, and it's like fans that are fist fighting in the stands.
Yeah.
What for? What good does it do?
Yep.
You know, like I can get like heckling at each other. Oh, your team sucks. Oh, look, do you see what happened? Hey, scoreboard, like whatever you got. But like when we take it to extremes where we're attacking people, attacking their faith, their religions, their families, anything like that, or threatening people's families, like
Yep.
it's like you've
100% agree.
taken you've taken the love and the specialness out of what our sports can bring a lot of people together.
Yep.
And it's like when the Yankees lost in the World Series. That was the greatest. I felt like what? This nation could be great again.
Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it. Well,
Well,
I'm going to a hockey game tomorrow night. I don't know if I told you that. We're going to the Golden Knights or the Vegas Knights game against
nice.
the Stars tomorrow night, T-Mobile Arena. So kind of
It's
excited
fun.
about that.
Yeah, I went to the Stars game against Utah the other night. We didn't use our normal tickets. We got some tickets right behind the
Oh, I know. I saw your picture. Yeah, I saw your
Dude, it
picture.
was it was fun just being right there, and like I don't know, it was just a different vantage point. It sucked that we lost, but the second best team in the Western Conference, we only we dang near tied it.
Yeah.
We had so many opportunities where like a guy was just a foot out of position for that pass across the ice, and I don't know, it was fun, dude. I've loved it, and yeah, we gotta take you to a game.
Sometime.
So we got to
Sometime.
sync up the schedules. So,
Yes, we
my
do.
in fact, my wife just got an email saying that she won some contest at her work, and now we've got 2 tickets to the Islanders game in January. So, which kind of sucks because we already had tickets to the Islanders game, but now I'm going to try to trade tickets so I can get another game. But
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
it's fun, dude. You'll like it there at that arena. I will say this: it gets a little cold,
What
and
does?
don't inside that
At
inside
the
that
Delta
arena.
Center?
No, at T-Mobile Arena.
T-Mobile? I don't care. I like it cold. I sweat like a pig. So
Okay.
yeah, probably better.
When I went, I got really cold. I even bought a sweatshirt. Yeah, it's a great
You're
sweatshirt.
soft.
But
You're
then a
soft.
year,
That's all there is that needs to be said. You're soft. We get it.
I am soft.
So
But and then a year later, Utah gets a hockey team. So like that sweatshirt that I have, I just don't feel like I can wear it anymore because I got
yeah,
to support my team. But no, it's fun. Really well like set up arena. They do a lot of things that I wish, or I would hope that Utah after like the reconstruction of the Delta Center like get some entertainment, some stuff that's in there live. Like they have a live like drum
we
band
actually
and
are
stuff.
going with the standing room only tickets at
Oh,
T-Mobile.
nice. That'll be fun.
So I'm gonna see how that's gonna go because my back isn't all the strongest. So
Hmm.
we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited to go to another hockey game. I went to one back in October when the Blackhawks hosted the Sabres. So
Nice.
going to Chicago. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, sir, we should
We're
do
going to end
next
this
week.
podcast episode. We've gone on for 50 minutes. I didn't think we were going to go for 50 minutes, but we started talking for 50 minutes and we just rambled on for 50 minutes, just like I did there for about 30 seconds.
I was gonna say but hey,
Did you see what I did there? You see what I
I
did there?
did.
I've done it a couple
I
times
did.
tonight.
You're trying to find some way of getting over 50 and then repeating it multiple times. So it's great. But
Something like
hey,
that. So now we are
internet,
over 50 minutes, but it won't be 50 minutes because I got to clip out some of the podcast episodes. So it's not going to be 50 minutes. So we got to push it to 50. No, we're not going to push to 50 minutes. Everybody, thanks for tuning into the No Sauce podcast.
let me send us out. Let me send us out.
Fine. John is going to send us
Okay.
out because
Okay.
that's just what he does.
No, because you always
He puts
forget
out.
to like plug yourself and stuff, right? So hey, so for all those tuning in, thank you so much. You've been listening to the No Sauce podcast with Kyle and John. Make sure go give us a like, give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Go check out our socials, especially Whack Hoops Nation over on the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Give him a like, follow him. If you're in the area and he's out visiting a game, go give him a hard time. He's a lovable guy. Buy him a Pepsi, buy him a soda.
I don't
Probably not
drink
because he's
soda.
been no.
So
Hey,
you
hey,
can't buy me a Pepsi or a soda.
buy him a diet water and a hot dog, and he'll become your new best friend. So again, thanks for tuning in. Check us out next time. Like the shorts, everything. Keep us going. We want to build something here that'll be fun. If you want to be on, friends, family that are listening to this, you want to be on with us, let us know. We'll set it up. I think Kyle can get a third person in here maybe once in a while. If not, I'll figure out how to do it. And we'll try to liven things up a little bit more. Maybe not only talk about stuff that we care about. Maybe there's some stuff you guys care about. But it's coming into basketball season. So Kyle's going to have a lot more content for us about those amazing dunks that he sees. So
Amazing.
thanks again for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.